Hello and welcome to another one of the Michigan Military Technical and Historical Society Museum COVID-19 shutdown videos. Today I'd like to look at this exhibit in the museum where we talk about the Waco CG-4A glider. During World War II, the question was, how do you get heavier pieces of equipment in to support your airborne operations? Helicopters and heavy lift helicopters in particular had not yet been perfected or invented. So their solution at that time was the creation of this, the glider. This was the American Waco CG-4 glider. There were, the Germans had a glider, the British had the Horsa. There were many different countries using the same concept, but this was our answer. Waco CG-4 was really the standard American glider for the war, and two Michigan-based companies were instrumental in the building of the glider. The Ford Motor Company of Kingsford, Michigan, was actually made more gliders than anybody else. And then the fifth largest producer was the Gibson Refrigerator Company of Greenville, Michigan, making a 1078 versus the 4190 made by Ford. So here's the production numbers. You can kind of see what we had going on. So the first and the fifth biggest producers of this glider were Michigan-based. Both Kingsford and Greenville have museums that actually have gliders in them. The parts that we have in the case here actually came from Kingsford. When Kingsford completed their glider, they collected many extra parts, and we were able to purchase some from them for this exhibit. So you can kind of see, it's interesting to see how these were made. They're very lightweight. This is all stick and paper. So I don't know about you, but I don't know if I'd want to fly into a hot combat zone with people shooting at me in something that looks like it's made out of toothpicks. So these guys, you got to give them tremendous amount of credit, because this was you can kind of get a notion of just how, I don't want to say flimsy these were, because these parts are actually incredibly rigid when you handle them. The way they're made is incredible, but just how thin and this is all, you can kind of see this is all real thin ply, laminated. So the work that went into making these is incredible, but it was by far not bulletproof. This is actually pieces of the floor. This is the underside of the floor, and you can see that they were actually marked Ford Motor Company. So this is the side that would be facing down. So I guess as you flew over the German lines, they could look up and read Ford. But bad joke. But you can I think that's kind of cool. The guys up in Iron Mountain were kind enough to throw it. They didn't want to sell the floors, but they were nice enough when we explained to them what we were doing that they gave us a couple pieces as well, so that we could show that off. So, it's kind of a cool story. With strong Michigan ties, and hopefully, you come to the museum and see some of the other things that we talk about, how Michigan industry stepped up and made things that were needed for the war. So until we reopen, everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll talk to you soon.